Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first of many, hopefully. Well, actually, no, this isn't the first. We've had a couple lives before. But this is our live for basically celebrating the first, as we were told,
Hello,
12
everyone.
episodes.
Welcome
and a few commentaries along the way. And we're really excited to see that we've already had 10,000 plays, which is great for the show. We're looking forward to continuing that growth, and we wanted to just take some time to say hello to everyone. And Jacob is already blaming me for something. I don't know what he's blaming me for, but thanks, Jacob.
Good job,
I
Jacob.
appreciate it. But yeah, so we'll get chatting here, but I'm Scott, and with me today is...
Emily.
Jessi.
Christopher.
Okay. Well, Jessi was the one that called this meeting.
Hello. I've gathered you all here for a reason.
Are you going to quit?
Yeah, I'm quitting. Sorry, guys. Goodbye.
Okay.
There goes our
well,
viewership.
As we got on here, Christopher's like, I have no idea what we're doing. It's like, that's fine. None of us do either. This is
Nope, we never
completely off the cuff. But I think what we'll do today is just kind of answer questions that you all may have in the chat. We've got 8 people watching so far. So if you got questions, throw them in, and then I'll ask some questions too of the folks. If you all don't, but it'll be much more fun if you guys ask questions. Also, I see on our YouTube that we have currently 199 subscribers. I'd like to have 200 before the night's over. Please, 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 please.
Please.
So click the buttons, please. Okay, let's see what's in the chat. Oh, Jacob says he was blaming me for being late, but I'll shut up so Jessi can talk. Well, fine, Jacob. Thanks.
Hey. This is why
Norman
we like
says, not bad for 12 episodes of commentary and 2 live watches for 10,000 plays. I agree. Not bad at all.
I think people have come to see my tiny dick.
I never thought
They
it was
have
really
no-
tiny.
They have no
It's
idea.
quite
what
tiny.
you're
Can I
talking
show this on YouTube?
If we were being monetized, I would be worried, but we're not, so knock yourself out.
Here's my coloring book. This is the one that Emily gave me. So you can blame Emily for this.
about. Or thank me, whichever you prefer.
Let's start out.
Is it the...
It's just the camping one. He's camping. Oh, please. Listen, everybody has their own favorite, but this seems to be a crowd favorite. Oh, please. Where the hell is he? Oh, there he is. Astronaut guy.
That's the
Little
funny
tiny-
one. He's got the little astronaut suit. We're getting a couple questions in already, so we can put the dicks away for now.
Put your dick away, Jessi.
That's a t-shirt slogan for you.
Right.
Jacob asks first, this is a behind-the-scenes question. What is the most played episode so far? I haven't looked lately, but I think past prologue, which makes sense because, you know, some people don't enjoy our wisdom and our amazing banter, so they check out 1 or 2 episodes and then they say goodbye. But we're keeping most of the audience, so it's nice.
All right.
We haven't scared too
We
many
haven't
people
driven
off yet.
anyone away?
Well, no,
Well,
we've
not
driven.
too
We
many.
definitely have driven more away, but past prologue is better than emissary, which was our first episode. So we got some more, and
That
then
can
we
work
scared
harder.
them away. Okay, great. Well, we got plenty of time for that. Don't worry. Norman's asking, what do you think of DS9 so far, newbies? Well, we got 2 newbies here, Jessi and Christopher. So what are your thoughts so far? Don't all talk at once.
Christopher.
So far, I've been enjoying the series. I've seen some of the other tracks, so it's been kind of a nice way to compare and contrast them. And I really have liked the episodes where, it's not just your alien of the week and your moral dilemma of the week, where there's where they're starting to really build a story. So I've enjoyed it so far.
I've suddenly realized that Christopher's voice just fucking makes me want to like bully him badly over and over and over. Because as soon as he started talking, he's like, I've watched other tracks. And I'm like, I've watched other tracks. Okay. So now you guys see what I do every freaking podcast. I just
Yeah, you're a bully and an asshole.
well, you know,
And that's
here's
why
the
we're
thing.
divorced.
This is why we're divorced. And there is a reason why I bully Christopher. So if you ever want a backstory, we can do a story time on the Patreon. I actually started out very much enjoying DS9, like loved it. Like from like episode 1, I was like, fuck yeah, Babylon 5, what? And then it kind of slowed down the last couple episodes, and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, I think the only thing that really like that I liked about Babylon 5 versus what we're seeing right now, and I understand that it's going to change, is just the lack of serialization. Like, it's just episode by episode by episode. None of them really have anything to do with each other. And I know I keep hearing that it's going to change, and that's fine. But I have another season and a half of this before we get to that. So I just need the episodes to pick up a little bit so I stop like having flashbacks of the last 5 years on Babylon 5.
I will say we don't have. I mean, we've been very upfront with the newbies saying that season 3 is really when it starts hitting on all cylinders. That being said, there is a continuing storyline, not as mapped out as Babylon 5 is, but we're going to start seeing that. I mean, we've got kind of the story of the Bajorans and how they're dealing with that. That's going to come up here later on this season still. The interactions with the Cardassians, they have been kind of quiet for a bit. They'll be coming back. So I do think it starts moving. And actually, one of the top-rated episodes of the entire series we'll be discussing in a few weeks. And then also, I personally think that the season 2 starts off with a 3-episode, basically mini movie that I really enjoy. And I think it hits home now more than ever because of current politics and stuff. But we'll get to that in a few weeks. So, Jessi, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised as we get going.
Okay. I hope so, or I'm done.
Well, you can't be done because Ryan says, have you been watching any more TNG?
No. I can't get it to work, Ryan. Hi, Ryan. And I can't get it to work. So thank you for reminding me. I've tried to watch it several times. Shout out to oh man, I did have somebody, I think it was Jack, that asked me if I wanted the basically the entire season on DVDs. I respectfully said no because I don't like people giving me stuff. It freaks me out. But sorry. It was Jack. He asked me if me or my husband wanted the 7 seasons of Star Trek: The Next Generation on DVD. And I said no, thank you, but I do appreciate the offer.
But she will take up seasons 4 through 7.
No, I don't want any seasons. I don't like people giving me stuff. Like, it freaks me out. So that's why
Note to self,
we're
going to make a P.O. box just for Jessi.
When I get Emily's coloring books in the mail, I'm terrified to open them because I absolutely have no idea what they're going to look like.
And sometimes you should be.
And sometimes I have been. So
okay, let's see what we got here on the chat. So Ryan, again, from our friends over at Young Young Podcast, said B5 was much hornier. Sinclair had the list.
Well, it's a good thing I'm a prude.
Yeah, there's some time coming. Don't worry. Norman does say there is some continuity in the first 2 seasons, but not as solid a season after. Completely agree. And there's actually, I don't want to get into too much discussion of future seasons because the 2 newbies and also Nicole haven't watched the whole show or watched most of it. But there literally is an episode where something happens, and that is when Rick Berman, the Star Trek main showrunner guy who has been running it since Gene Roddenberry passed it on, so he ran about half of TNG. and DS9, and then he would run Voyager and Enterprise after that. There's an episode that comes up, and we'll point it out when we get there, where Rick Berman said, "I'm out," and then the series started getting much better because he was no longer involved.
Can't wait for that to happen.
Ryan says, just got to cook for 30 episodes or so. It's okay. Well, we're already on episode 12.
At least we're getting character development.
That's true. Well, that's the thing that we talked about that in our last episode, that DS9 is very good about showing those side characters who really wouldn't even get a time of day in most shows, not just Star Trek, but most shows. JC says...
It's not like they've been terrible. Like, I mean...
Yeah.
There's been a few that, like, I really didn't enjoy, but, you know, it wasn't like, oh, God, I would never... I would stop watching the series for it or something. I mean, they're not bad. They're just not, like, from what has been hyped of this series, like, I expect better.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
JC says, is Scott really proud of the time spent at WIU? Hey, man.
Hey, first of all,
You have 3 people who went to WIU right now.
I know.
Don't-
Yeah, and that's what
don't
I was
come in
waiting to
here
hear.
with that mess. It is Harvard of the Midwest to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, we are the Ivy League of the Midwest. Jacob asks, are we...
Someone's got beer all over us.
Okay. Jacob asks, are we combining the first 3 episodes of season 1? No. Or season 2? No. We probably... I think there is at least one 2-parter that I believe is in season 3 or 4 that we'll probably watch together. But I think that may be it for the 2-parters. Emily, help me out. I think that may be it. There's probably a couple. Oh, there's one more too. There's one more that starts off season 4. So
I have IMDb out.
There's definitely two-parters that we'll do together.
Are we gonna do the first part of season 3? That's a 2-part. The first 2 of season 3 is a 2-part.
No, those are
Okay.
not really.
No.
That's a separate episode. I'm thinking Past Tense and Way of the Warrior.
Mid-season 3.
Yeah, Way of the Warrior was literally a TV movie, because that we'll talk about when we get there. And Past Tense is its... Yeah.
Yep. We're gonna want to watch that one together, because if we split that up, they will revolt.
So those are the 2 I know that will be 2 episodes talked at once, but there's not many of those. I mean, honestly, you could probably take the last 7 episodes of the series as one, but we're not going to do that. And we got like 3 years to get there. Sorry, Jessi. Ryan says Jessi should watch TNG for more Wesley, but then Jacob says Wesley would just remind Jessi of Christopher.
And she'd be screaming to shut up at the TV.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying.
I was a fan of Wesley, but okay. I mean,
fuck
it
is
probably all
Wesley?
makes sense.
Did I miss something?
Will Wheaton.
Oh.
That's the... Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no.
I think the writers did, like, they could have done so much more with him, but they just
I don't think
it
they
was
knew
an
what to do
opportunity
with him.
wasted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the Big Bang Theory where they're mean to him all the time. Fuck you, Will Wheaton.
Norman says Rick Berman chose the Stifle Voyager and then even worse wrote episodes of Enterprise. I think Rick Berman and Brandon Braga probably wrote the worst episode of Enterprise, and it is the last episode of Enterprise.
Oh,
Christopher-
God.
God, I
Chris-
hate that.
Oh,
It's
did you? Have you
the
watched? Have you finished the
worst.
whole series Enterprise yet, Christopher? Okay.
I've watched it like 3 times.
Okay. Yeah, it was a love letter to the fans, and I felt it was
No,
just
it wasn't.
awful.
The fans of who?
Yeah, well, that's what Rick Berman and Michael Piller said. I'm not Michael Piller. Brandon Braga said that it was a love letter to the fans.
No,
Because-
it was awful. He's about
If
to
you're
go on a
writing, if you're
tirade.
writing a TNG love letter, the 2 characters that I want to see least are Riker and Troy. Like out of the main cast, like oh God, I fucking hated that episode.
Ooh.
It ruined the series for me. Like it took me.
It didn't make sense.
It was just it was. I was so excited for it, and then I watched it, and I like, oh God, it's I, oh I
There's
fucking
a
hate
couple
that
different
episode.
the episode we're talking about is what's it even called? What's the episode called?
I don't know.
Emily doesn't know. She's going to have to Google it. Yeah, the episode's called Riker and Troy are playing in the holodeck. But
Talk to Chef.
talk to Chef. The two biggest
These are
issues.
the voyages.
Yes, okay, thank you. The two biggest issues is the Enterprise cast, who in season 3 and 4 I think got really good, and I started really enjoying them. They don't get anything to do in their own series finale. Really, Terra
Yeah.
Prime is their series finale. And instead, it's like, Enterprise wasn't good enough, so we're going to make this a TNG episode. And then, if you watch it as a TNG episode, it doesn't make damn sense, because it happens in the middle of Pegasus, the episode from TNG, but it doesn't line up at all. And I'm not even talking about Jonathan Frakes gaining 30 pounds within the episode, but it doesn't make sense. Jessie's is checked out now.
I am.
I don't blame her for that one because that episode like ruined the series.
Yeah, Jacob says the last episode made my blood boil. My biggest issue
so
with
salty.
Enterprise.
Clearly, I'm still upset about
Yeah,
it.
well, you've only watched it like a while ago, so. My biggest issue with Enterprise is, much like Voyager, it had a lot of things going for it, but it had no plan to figure out what it was. I mean, I was talking about this on our Discord for our Patreon people yesterday. It's like the last 3 trilogy of Star Wars. There was no plan. There was just kind of, all 3 movies were put together and okay. Voyager's the same way. They've got stuck in the Delta Quadrant.
And it has such a great premise.
Oh yeah, Voyager
Like,
could have been one of the
such a
best ones.
Great premise.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Enterprise, especially in season 3 and 4, when Manny Koto started show running, it started realizing, okay, we're a prequel to the original series, so let's make this a prequel to the original series, and it got really good.
It did.
But yeah, it's just frustrating. This is again why I really appreciate DS9, and we're not there yet, I know, but once Ira Stephen Bear starts running the show and he has his writer's room, Robert Hewitt Wolf, Ronald D. Moore, who, by the way, Ronald D. Moore is still prolific writing. He did Outlander, the reboot of Battlestar Galactica. He's currently doing For All Mankind. He's very prolific. When those guys start kind of running the show, we're off to the races. Yeah, CRG Kevin says, I just stopped watching Enterprise at Terra Prime. I agree. I think that Terra Prime's a great episode. And it's got RoboCop. So
No, yeah, Terra Prime was a really good episode. It just, I mean, Enterprise is probably my favorite series because it was the first one that my wife and I watched together. We sat down
Nice.
and we watched like during COVID, and we just sat down and watched it because what else did we have to do? And it was, it got me back into Trek, and we started watching Discovery, and then are waiting for Strange New Worlds again. And but so I have a love for Enterprise, but it also it pisses me off the way it ended.
yeah. Well, and Christopher, for me too, I mean, Deep Space Nine was the first show. I mean, I watched all of TNG, but I was young when TNG started airing. But I remember seeing it sitting on my parents' living room floor, and I was the remote control at the time. Had to get up and change the knobs for my dad. Back when we had real TVs. But DS9 was the first show that I really started from the beginning all the way through. Voyager I couldn't do because we didn't have UPN locally. So that was hit or miss. But same idea with Enterprise. That was our first year of college. And it aired right after 9/11. And I followed that series from start to finish really in depth. Because also, too, I like Scott Bakula. I'm a big fan of Quantum Leap.
Oh, yeah, Quantum Leap.
Now, Ryan says Enterprise made Scott Bakula uncharming, which is, how is that even possible?
It did because, like, look, at the beginning, like, I honestly believe that they wanted him and T'Pol to get together, right?
Yeah.
They were working on that, but he had so little chemistry with her, and 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 Deanna has said it that, like, he just can't. He doesn't seem like he can really be that good of a romantic lead, because in NCIS New Orleans, like, he played kind of like the same character where, where he's the guy in charge. He's
also
up a
60.
relationship. But yeah, but, like, he for whatever reason, like, he just can't play that more romantic part in those series.
Well, but I would say, I mean, as a Quantum Leap junkie, he can play a romantic lead. I think he can do that, but he was not given any writing for that in Enterprise. And I don't even think they understood where they wanted him to go, because, like, as much as I do enjoy season 3, they turned him into Jack Bauer. He became, like, the guy who was, like, torturing people and stuff. Finally, in season 4, he became more of the kind of proto-Kirk lead, but at that point, it was too late.
Yeah, I mean, he did a lot of wrong in order,
Yeah. I think everyone was, I mean, Prentice and I were talking on one of our episodes a few weeks ago about how Anthony Montgomery, who played Mayweather, he had some really good starting episodes. He was like the space boomer. He knew things other people didn't. And then he got regulated to piloting the ship.
Yeah,
because they had nothing for him.
So much potential, but they didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah, and I think part of it is Rick Berman was scared. Again, the same reason why DS9 starts slow. Rick Berman was trained on the idea that you are syndicated television, so somebody needs to be coming in either on episode 2 or episode 120, and they need to be able to understand what's going on. That's not true anymore, but in the 90s, that was a huge thing, and that's why I think Enterprise faltered, Voyager faltered, and DS9 faltered until Rick Berman backed away. Christopher, I'm sorry.
Well, like you were saying, like, Enterprise really kind of got going in seasons 3 and 4, when it became more serialized. And,
Manny Koto came in.
I still liked seasons 1 and 2. They were good. They could have been better, but once you got the serialization and, like, a coherent storyline, they became a lot better. And I understand why they were afraid to do so, but by that time, I think they should have saw how they had some success with DS9, and maybe not been so afraid to do it.
Mm-hmm. JC says, what does Jessi want to talk about?
Anything other than what the fuck we're talking about right now. I don't know. I have no fucking idea. This was my idea, and I don't know what we're doing.
Well, we did get a couple more questions in.
Yes, please.
From Ryan again. So do you guys think that DS9 has been that welcoming to new viewers of Trek? Just curious, since there are so many callback episodes throughout the first few seasons. And Christopher, I know you've brought that up a couple times on our show.
To new viewers, I mean, I think so, because you're still kind of getting, like, it's still really approachable, right? In the early parts of it, but you're not. But they're also trying to get the fans from TNG, and like, I get the line that they're trying to walk, but I do think that it's approachable for someone who hasn't really watched Star Trek before because they're not using a lot of the same characters, they're not using a lot of the same species that we've seen in a lot of the other series yet.
And I just did a refresh, and we are at 203 subscribers now. So good job, you guys listened. Still only have a few likes on this video, so click the like button as well, and the notify button because whenever Jessi tells us we must go live, we'll go live. Actually, we will go live a lot more. We'll probably do some more watch-alongs, and for sure, when we get done with season 1 and every other season after that, we will do a live season recap too. So click that notify button so you are up to speed on when we do show up live. Ryan also says Star Trek fans don't he says Star Trek fans don't want serialized plots and yearn for one and dones. I disagree with that. I just think Discovery
I think traditionalists do.
Yeah, that's right. I think we're very much used to it. I mean, like I was just before we got live here, I was watching Paradise for the second time, and that's an 8-episode run that is completely and totally serialized, and I think it's great. I think one of the problems is you can't really compare streaming, even Star Trek streaming nowadays, with in the 90s and before, because the 90s they had to have 26 episodes, so it's very hard to continue the story. Absolutely. And now, even with the new Star Trek shows we're getting, we get 10 episodes, maybe. And so it's much easier.
Too few for
Agreed.
a season, but
agreed. I think Strange New Worlds does it better because they have a continuing. They kind of do the Doctor Who thing, at least new Doctor Who, where they have a through line running the entire season, but there are different stories going on. So, like last season, the Gorn were the big bad, but you only had the Gorn kind of sprinkled in every few episodes. I think that does well, but most shows, are very much serialized now, and I don't think that's a bad thing.
Where was this at in line with Babylon 5?
Same time. DS9 aired first. About the Babylon 5 pilot, The Gathering, aired, and then there was about a year before season 1 kicked off. DS9 Emissary aired, and immediately the next week they rolled into season 1. So there was a gap there because of that. So DS9 and B5 were airing at the same time. DS9 did get kicked off earlier, but not by much. And there is a huge fan thing that goes on for years about who stole from who. I personally don't think they stole from either one of them. And the people that give reasoning for that, like, well, B5 had this first. Actually, no, they didn't. That episode, and I'm not even going to say what it is because we'll get there. That episode of D Space Nine aired almost a year before the thing showed up in B5. Other people are like, well, there's Dukat is mentioned in both shows. Okay, but Dukat is a one-off character in B5 and is much more than that in DS9, as we will see. So I think they both have their own things. But to answer your question, they were airing at the same time.
I'm so glad I didn't listen to you guys on B5 because you guys fucking talked about this show all the time. And that's why I don't want to go back and listen to any of it because, like, you guys would start to talk about Star Trek and I just zone out. Like, I'm, like, done. And so I know that if I went back and listened to it, you guys spoiled the shit out of this show. You're lucky that I can't go and watch the Beyond the Rim for that reason.
Well, you should. You should watch it because it'll be fun. And you can tell us how much you hate us.
Well, I don't have to watch it to tell you that.
You can watch us gaslight Justin.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
Angel wings.
They're like, what the fuck? Angel wings. Oh,
okay.
That's still one of my favorite things.
Someone help remind me that when Halloween hits, we need to send Justin a pair of angel wings.
And another set of bed plugs.
I accidentally sent him some.
Somebody.
Another set of what?
You heard me. Somebody gave those to him in Christmas time.
Gave him what?
Butt plugs.
Oh, I was his secret Santa, and I did not buy him a butt plug. Absolutely not. I got him a little, like, plushie. It was not a butt plug either.
Okay.
Jacob says, I did my part in gaslighting as well, but God, it was worth it.
Listen, it was, when I realized what was happening, I just, like, the joy that just washed over me when I was like, these assholes gaslighted him for the entire episode and then just continued to do so. And I'm like, oh, this poor guy. He was, yeah, that was wrong.
The other fun one was when they had like that super secret agency in the first season, and Justin for 4 more years would say, I wonder when they're coming back. And like the answer was no, they're not at all.
Yeah. And here we are.
Which, by the way, not to plug that show too much, but Grey 17 is nearly to 500,000 plays. So if you haven't listened to that yet, or if you haven't shared it for a while, go back over there and check that one out. We're nearly at 500,000.
Deanna's listening to it at work.
Is she?
Excellent. She's helping.
That is definitely a suitable for work podcast.
I have no
Have
idea.
your
I haven't
earbuds
watched
in,
it.
please.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she always does.
Going back to the DS9 and B5 thing, Jeff says there are surface similarities, and a lot of people I know that particularly love one also love the other. But B5 and DS9 are very much their own shows. Completely agree. I have gone down the rabbit hole, especially when we were running Grey 17 for nearly 2 years. I have gone down the rabbit hole so many times with people saying that B5 is the superior show and DS9 copied and stole. And part of it is, too, I will say, JMS, the showrunner for B5, has come out a couple times and said that he believes that DS9 was copied off of his show. But really, aside from the fact they're both on space stations, that's really about it. They're completely different shows.
I miss that show. Like, I never thought I would say that, and I feel a little weird still saying it. But like I like catch myself going, I should just, rewatch Babylon 5.
You're always
I don't know
nostalgic
what's
for
wrong
your
with
first, Jessi.
You said what?
Said you're always nostalgic for your first.
Is that true, Jessi?
No, it's not. Mm-mm.
Best
Here's the
text will say,
backstory of why Christopher's divorced.
Bureau 13 will return.
Oh, I actually met, like, I don't know. As much as I bitched about that show the entire fucking time, minus like maybe some of season 3 and all of season 4, I kind of miss it. I might watch it again.
I'm wondering if it'd be better if we could binge
I
watch
still
it.
haven't watched it.
Maybe.
So we're not like, I felt like I would forget so much stuff
Yes.
week to week, but if I went back and actually binged it, if I could handle it better.
Yeah.
Am I gonna like this show like I like that show? Like, let me tell you something. I have yet to see the fan base for Deep Space Nine yet. Like, I know that they're out there. A bunch of weirdos. You're welcome. Welcome to our podcast. I'm just kidding. But like, I've yet to see it. Like Babylon 5, dude, they came out in droves immediately. Like, I feel like we started our podcast and all of a sudden shit got weird. And like now it's just easing into weird. And I don't know if I like it. I just need the weird to come on.
So the moral of the story is that Jessi needs more of your weirdos.
I need
will
more
say-
weird, guys.
Part of that is
Like and subscribe and follow us on Facebook, Twitter.
exactly. Part of the reason why that is on Reddit, believe it or not, the Babylon 5 community, I was posting on there a lot and getting a lot of fans to jump onto our show. The D Space Nine Reddit still won't let me post because we are not old enough. Our account is not old enough. So we've been around for 3-4 months now, and I keep messaging the admins, hey guys, when am I going to not be banned from posting? And they're like, well, we don't inform people when they're viable to post. It will just happen sometime. I'm like, okay, great. So we can't interact with people on the biggest group out there. That's cool. Thank you.
That's idiotic.
So by the time we're wrapping it up, we might be
Yeah.
able to post in there.
Yeah, you've
So,
been active
I mean,
on
so
Reddit
I
for 4
did
years. You
have-
can post now.
I did have something that we should talk about
Oh,
in like a show meeting and not necessarily this because like no because like I'm wondering like if we lost some fans like from Grey 17 and there's been some attrition and like if we do something after this series instead of having to like rebuild if we just keep like the same like sort of branding
yeah.
and like go.
Yeah,
We
that's
have
something we
that.
definitely.
Look at the people listening to us right now. Most of them came from our Gray 17 podcast.
I do get that, but Jessi, you're completely right. We do have a lot of carryover, but Christopher, I agree with you on that too. Blake and I had multiple conversations about how we would transition this thing over, and hindsight being 2020, I wanted to keep the Gray 17 moniker kind of distinct for Babylon 5, but because it was going to be, I feared it was going to be confusion when it came to new fans. But yeah.
Come up with like a name for like the group in general,
Yeah.
like what it is that we're doing, and then
Well, I don't
like,
know what we're doing yet, but we're trying.
yeah, no, but none of us do, and then like have separate shows, almost like separate seasons, like it again something we can discuss. Like it
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
need to be like
yeah.
here.
We've got about 4 years to figure it out. That was the other thing too. When Blake and I were talking about this to begin with, and Blake has taken us has stepped away for a bit because of work and stuff. But hopefully we'll get him back on occasionally. But when Blake and I started talking about doing this, I really did want to do both of these shows, but we started with B5 because it was shorter, and we felt we could probably do 2 years. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to pull off 176 episodes, but now we're trying, and we're 12 in. Jessi.
This thing on. Fuck Blake.
Saw that one
Love you,
coming.
Blake.
Wisconsin or Wiscosium says, I never heard of Gray 17, but YouTube recommended you to me from the first episode. Well, thank you, YouTube algorithm.
Aw.
That's awesome.
Thank you for joining us. I'm
That's-
sorry.
That's the other thing too. What would really help us out, guys, and I try not to shill too much, but likes and comments get the algorithm to start liking us more, to get us out more. So when we drop episodes, like and comment a lot. That's really helpful. Jessi's yelling at her dog again. Although last time she was yelling at the dog, we thought she was yelling at the dog, and it turned out she was yelling at the husband. So
I don't know where he found it. I don't know where he finds most of this stuff.
What
The
was
amount
that?
of times I go, what is in your mouth? What are you chewing on?
Oh, it's like having a toddler. What is in your mouth? Open up.
Oh, God.
Give me that. Spit
Found
A
out.
leaf.
Your 1-year-old toddler doesn't
in-
have underwear and run under the bed.
You'd be surprised.
Kids do weird shit, dude.
Found a
Weirdos.
leaf in the little one's mouth the other day. He was just like he was sitting there and he was going, and I'm like, what are you doing? And I like, it was a leaf. I'm like, what the hell did this come from?
My middle sister used to eat box elder bugs. You would just look over and she'd have like a leg hanging out of her mouth. Hi, Maggie.
Norman also is selling the YouTube algorithm showed that person the passenger first, and Emily and I's live discussion of the Section 31 movie. I'm sorry, but Norman continued on, even though that's where they discovered us from.
Thank you
Thank
for
you, Nora.
continuing through the shit show that was Section 31.
Stewart says, come on, Scott. Lore Runner did 2 Star Trek shows at a time, all by himself. Okay, I know Lore Runner, and that dude is insane. He would literally watch an episode, record his review of the episode, watch another episode, record his review, and do that for about 8 hours a day. And then what he did
we
was
have
he
jobs.
actually... well, that is his
Some
job.
of us.
What you guys do.
And so he actually recorded, I believe, a year or two in advance. That's how much he's ahead of himself. So he'll record stuff and then drop stuff a year later. So he's got a back catalog.
Which we need to get again.
Oh, I completely agree. But yeah, Lore Runner is a great. I've followed him for years and years and years. Yeah, we're not going to be that. Kevin says, is there any chance of bringing on guests from other podcasts like you did with Gray 17?
No.
Might be fun to have Ryan join, or maybe Jeff and Brent from B5 for the first time.
Anytime he
since
wants.
they know Trek. Well, Ryan is in the chat right now.
Hey,
And
Ryan.
I will say Ryan and I already have a plan. So Ryan will be joining us for a very special episode that he's looking forward to. Yeah, we'll definitely be looking at that. The one thing with the Star Trek community versus the B5 community is the B5 community is much, much more niche. You are a Babylon 5 fan, you're a Babylon 5 show, and there's not that many of them. With the Star Trek community, because it's Star Trek, there's a lot of people out there, but we're definitely working on some of that. And if you all want to shoot us ideas, I'm all for it, because we do love having guests on here. We're also already working on some cast interviews. I don't like to announce them until I get them locked down, but we're working on quite a few of those as well too, and actually working on some side ones too. Like I'm talking currently to a stunt actor who did stunts for the show, and I really want to get them on and chat with them about behind the scenes stuff. So we're working on some stuff.
And how they survive remote control battles.
Wow.
You can still buy your own, Jessi. They're only like $300 at the Star Trek store.
I used to have a Playmates one
What are we buying?
of
He's buying
Phaser.
Playmates.
See, this is why you get a 3D printer. That way you can, you don't have to buy stuff. You can
He
just
just
print
fucking
it.
ignores what I say. It doesn't matter anymore.
I didn't hear. What'd you say?
Nothing.
Okay.
It'll just be between me and Christopher and anyone that was listening.
I was trying to listen, but somebody was fucking talking.
I'm showing up my 3D models again.
Great.
I haven't been able to
Christopher,
print
what did you-
DS9 yet. I'm working on it.
What did she say, Christopher?
I don't even remember anymore.
You're a motherfucking liar. You just gonna lie to everybody. Son of a bitch. Well, things haven't changed, people. He still lies. Uh-huh.
Just because I didn't know where we lived.
You're a liar. You were at my house.
It's
You were
okay.
there the night we lost the hatchet. You're welcome. We didn't even
Before-
bury that motherfucker. We just lost it.
But before Jessi was even around, Christopher and Emily and I were in the same sociology class. And we had to create a civilization. And Christopher made a little tinfoil man and did the chicky boom dance with him.
And when you shake your maracas, you go chick chicka boom, chick chicka boom, chick chicka boom, chick chicka boom.
And didn't I buy you a pair of maracas for like a graduation gift?
That's amazing.
And that's also the class where a substitute teacher came in and said to me, "You're socially inept, aren't you? I'm like, yes, yes, I am."
And we
Okay,
all
we're
had a
not wrong.
good hearty chuckle about that.
Not wrong, just an asshole, but not wrong. Okay.
I don't know who Chris is referring to here, but he says someone sounds angry when she doesn't listen.
Hey, who's she? Oh,
don't-
it's Emily.
Not me.
Well, you're talking about me, aren't you, you motherfucker?
Jeff says, gaslighting Jessi in real time. This is the
Yes.
content I'm here
Yeah.
for.
Piss off, people. God damn.
Uh-oh. Yeah,
I-
Okay.
Christopher's
Right.
joking.
Good.
So, Emily, I apologize because you and I have watched the whole show, so I'm going to ask these for newbies first. But if you have questions too, go for it. But newbies,
I'm trying to think so.
what so far is your favorite and least favorite episodes? Since we've only seen 12 so far, but favorite and least favorite. Jessi, what do you got?
I don't know. I don't have a favorite. I definitely don't have a favorite. I don't also have a not favorite. So
This is a good sign.
I like everything. I really, really, really like the episodes with
You're like
Quark.
me talking to my kids. I love all of you.
I love none of you.
I love all of you equally, but the one that
Yes,
doesn't
no,
make me
that's a
my
lie.
favorite.
I don't like a single one of you. I
That's right. You love us.
Norman says commentary with drama. Love it.
you know what I love is the false narrative that I'm pitching about Christopher and I's fake marriage and or divorce.
Hey, I was involved in that wedding. It's not fake.
I'm pitching him as a liar, so you're all welcome. I like anything with Quark in it. I'm like really in.
I was about
really,
to ask who your favorite like side character is.
It's
Well, let's get the
definitely
episodes first.
Yeah. I don't know about episodes, so you should move on. I did like the one where they're dancing through and
Where they
singing.
cheerlead. Oh, move along
Ella
home.
Moraine.
Yes. Oh, yes, Ella Moraine, that one.
Oh, that was my least favorite.
That was my favorite. That's why we're not married anymore.
Christopher, what was your
Battle Lines
favorite?
Was my favorite.
Battle Lines. So the latest episode we reviewed. We're actually going to be recording our review for Storyteller tomorrow night. So I don't know if the newbies have watched it yet or not, but
No.
I have.
Of course you have.
Well,
Christopher
we'll save
has
those
thoughts.
opinions for tomorrow.
Look, I've
watches
watched it
the-
only once so far. Twice.
He'll watch
twice.
it 12 more times before we actually record. That's why he talks so much, because he actually watches the episode a lot, and I just fucking wing it.
I have notes.
I have notes too, but mine
and if you
don't-
join our Patreon, you can see Christopher's notes. He's
And if
he's
you can
uploaded
read
some of them.
them, good for you.
Right.
I know Emily has also uploaded some of her notes. I don't know how much
I
she's
need
uploaded.
to. Thank
I
you
haven't
for the
uploaded
reminder.
anything. I need to, though. I've got notes this time. You're all welcome.
I
Jacob
need
says
to-
Jesse's favorite is Umox. We should make T-shirts that say Umox when kissing is not enough.
I'm gonna make one that says ear hub. I'm gonna see if I can get us banned twice by Pornhub.
Yes, I have not received a cease and desist from Pornhub in at least 2 years. That
Yep,
needs to
it's been a
that needs to be
minute.
corrected.
About time.
Okay.
For those playing the
So-
home game, the cease and desist was we made a logo called Narnhub, and the Pornhub did not appreciate the logo.
So as
got-
I know, I am the only one with an actual.
Yes, you were the only one to
t-shirt.
purchase the T-shirt before it got shut down.
Yep. And it's my favorite T-shirt. I wear it all the time.
Emily, what do you got?
Oh, I want to know who their favorite side character is so far, and if they expect it to change as we go. But now that
Christopher
he's
didn't
back,
read it.
I will repeat the damn question.
Emily,
Right,
before you
okay.
do that, I have a question for Christopher. Is that a real baby snowsuit behind you, or is your wall so far back that that's your snowsuit, and it just looks like it's a baby?
No, it's not a baby's, but it is
Christopher's.
also not an adult's. It's for my 7-year-old.
God, is he seven
Okay.
already?
Yeah, he's
Yes.
7.
My twins are going to be 9 in June.
I don't like that at all. Can we stop? Just
I'm
knock
sorry.
it off.
I'm fine with that.
You don't like it.
It feels like yesterday when you were like, when the Cubs. Oh God, I can't. It makes me want to
Yeah,
throw up. But
yeah.
when they won the
Hashtag
World
World Series twins.
Series, yes. When you were on TV talking about your babies.
Yes, I was on the Today Show with my family. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, Good Morning America. Sorry, Good Morning America.
Yeah.
You can Google that. Have fun.
All right, so can I ask my question now?
Yes, please do.
Who is your favorite side character currently?
So go ahead, Christopher.
Well, I thought because she was asking it because like I returned. Like, so go
I was
ahead, Jessie,
repeating
if
it
you
because
have,
you returned.
No, go ahead, Chris. It's all about you.
and that's why we're divorced.
Yes, it is. Anyway, go ahead.
Quark. Quark's my favorite.
Same, but I also have a really sweet spot for Dax. Yep.
But she's main character, not side character.
Yeah, but
I also
like,
have a
But
sweet.
she's been a side character so far. Like she
Yes.
hasn't. I mean, besides
That's
Dax, she hasn't really been featured. Like Quark has had more screen time, I think, than her.
yeah.
It's true. I
Yeah.
definitely have a sweet spot for Dax, but for other reasons.
Who doesn't?
Now, I don't know if it's for other reasons there, Scott. No, I like Quark a lot. I hope that it doesn't change. This happened to me in Babylon 5, where I just like loved Londo and did not love Jakar, and then it just completely switched. Like Londo started being Londo and I just couldn't deal with him. So I really hope that Quark doesn't end up like a Londo. I
Yeah.
don't see
And-
him doing it though.
I have Jake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jake is good. The thing what I like about doing these shows, and I mentioned this on our Facebook a while back, is I have not watched this show episodically like this week after week since 1993. So I always binge watch it, and I've watched it through probably 6, 7, 8 times at this point. But this time, because we're watching it like this, I am really enjoying the Jake Sisko dynamic, that relationship. I'm really liking seeing Quark a lot. Ryan mentions where's the Nog fans at? Well, we haven't had much of Nog yet, so
Right.
No, we really haven't.
Norman says Morn.
More.
Again. We finally got Morn's name, and Morn will be with us again.
Yeah, but he's just a barfly. You don't even hear him talk.
He looks like a who.
I don't see it at all.
You don't see it at all.
JC asks, Umox with eyes open or closed?
Oh God damn it.
And that is a reference to Grey 17 as well.
With the lights off.
No, lights on.
Sweet baby Jesus, both of you fuckers, shut up. God damn it. Notice how it's not ever me and Emily. It's always the boys. The boys always do weird shit.
Okay, but this actually brings up some questions I have about how
Oh no.
their significant others, spouses, if you will, tolerate their creepiness.
Yes.
Lights on, eyes open, like staring at you awkwardly.
Avert your fucking eyes, sir.
Oh, we're just gonna leave that one alone. No, I'm a no comment. No comment. Any other questions in the chat? Anybody, throw out your questions. Jeff
That
does
was
say
awkward.
it appears to be so many reasons why they're divorced.
So many reasons. Uh-huh. I don't
Jacob says Garrick is
open.
Jacob says Garrick is my favorite side character and side piece.
Nice.
I like
Hey,
it.
But we
he'd be
haven't
looking
seen him.
good with him as a tailor.
We haven't seen him much, but no, Garrick.
We've seen him in one episode, right? I mean, it's been.
We've seen
was in-
him twice, I believe. Mentioned once and seen once. Yes, that's the thing too. I mean, and I want to be very careful that we don't spoil everything for you guys in terms of characters. But one of the things that DS9 does really well, and we've already kind of mentioned Garrick and Nog, is they start out as guest stars and they come in for 1 or 2 episodes. Even Rom, same idea. They're not planned to be in the show proper, but when the fans latch on or the writers latch on to them, they come back. And there are quite a few of those characters we will meet throughout the series.
That was out of bounds.
I
Sorry.
clearly do not have Christopher's undivided attention.
Hey,
But there are,
Pennis, can you turn your TV off?
but as I said, there's characters that will come in, and it's a joke that Jessi, Emily, we would have on the
Sorry.
B5 stuff. Is Justin or Nicole, bless their hearts, would say, "When do we see this character again?" And the answer usually is never.
Never.
In this show, we will, because these characters get to do more stuff. I mean, we've already seen that with Rom. He has kind of become more than what he was, and we'll see more of that.
Can we not ignore the fact that I just called Christopher a penis?
I just let it go.
It just seemed
You
like a
called me
daily
worse.
occurrence. I didn't.
So wildly amused by myself right now.
Norman asks, character you really want to know more about? Oh,
Okay.
the puppy!
It's Ted, guys. Hello, Ted.
Ted's got a really poopy smelling
He
mouth.
smells like hot garbage. It's
He does, but he's so cute. I love him. He's like a little rug running around.
not. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, I kind of want to know more about like all of the ones who in the main cast who have kind of been on the side
Yeah,
right
yep.
now. I want to know more about Dax. I want to know more about Dr. Bashir. I want to know. I want to know more about Quark because does he have a family on board?
No, God, Christopher, why do you ask those? Get out of here.
Your questions will be answered, my friend. Just give it time.
I don't want to know about the Umok thing with Quark. Already.
Well, hopefully he's not having umox with family. That would be incest.
A family.
With
could
his
be
wife.
Wife, right?
Oh,
Weird. Okay. Moving on. Thank you. Okay, I'm quite uncomfortable.
now you're uncomfortable.
That's my line. No, I can't unsee his ears. That's why it's gonna be an ear hub.
Ear hub.
That's-
I still like Morn hub. We could do both.
See if we can get number 2 cease and desist, please and thank you.
Let's go for 3.
Wiscasm said, I don't know how to pronounce that, but for the non-newbies, so Emily and I, what surprised you most about the newbies' reactions so far?
I'm not really sure. I don't think anything has been like super surprising just yet. Although I am happy Jessi hasn't wanted to quit and called it trash, because then
We'd stop being friends. Is that what I'm hearing?
yeah, there'd be problems.
Yeah, my answer to that is I am mildly surprised. I mean, I know Jesse's not a big fan right now, but the fact that both of them, both Jessi and Nicole, and I figured Christopher would, but Jessi and Nicole liked Emissary and liked some of the first episodes of season 1. I wasn't expecting that because I think season 1 is a little rough.
I agree. Season 1 is
I
rough.
called the acting in Emissary wooden.
Yeah,
it
it was.
But it was still a good episode, even if the acting. But it's also the very first episode.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the final season of B5 was awful. So I feel like season 1 DS9 compared to season 5 B5.
The other thing I would say that surprises me so far, and Nicole's not here to defend herself, but
She hasn't shipped anybody.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Shit, that's right.
Nicole has not shipped anybody yet, and Nicole shipped everyone. If somebody was showed up and like they were a custodian on Babylon 5, she shipped them with somebody.
I
But there
think
has
she's
been
fucking
no
with
shipping.
us.
Yeah.
I think she's fucking with us and secretly shipping people and not telling us.
I don't know.
I could see Julian and Dax, but I could see like Nicole shipping Julian and Dax. But
My favorite, there are, and I will not say anything more than this because absolutely it's spoilers, but there are 2 relationships, not 2 people, 2 distinct relationships in this show that I love to death and I enjoy watching every single time. And I look forward to when Nicole finally starts seeing that those people get together.
I'm just glad that people came back from Emissary.
Yeah. No more Takayama or whatever her name was. Takashima. Yes.
I was heartbroken. Emily so kindly told me to shut the fuck up because they told us that not everybody would be returning. It still hurt my feelings.
Jacob says Byron tanks season 5 of B5, and there is no character in DS9 as bad as Byron. This is true.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
This is true.
The fucking orgasm heard around.
Oh God, no, that was
too fucking much.
What was the comment said on the show for that one? Ryan, you said it. Ryan, you're in the chat. What did you say about that episode?
That radicalized hippies?
Yes, it radicalized people.
Yes. Yes, and that's what got me called a prude because I didn't that, and I didn't want to see Delynn and fucking Sheridan in bed every fucking episode.
Well,
but
no
whatever,
one wants
I
to see
digress.
that. She deserves better.
I'm not hostile. I hold no grudges.
Gustavo has joined the chat, and Gustavo, we already kind of answered this question, but I'll throw it out there again. Hey guys, which is your favorite episode so far? And Emily and I didn't answer that question, so did we lose Jessi? Or did she just go on video?
I think she just went off video.
No, yeah, she's on video. She's fine. Oh, except for right now, I just closed everyone's video. There we go. We're back. Okay. Emily, so far of the 12 episodes we've seen, what's your favorite?
Of the 12, God,
you gotta go back and look. Come on, there's only 12.
I know, but you know what? As someone who binges it, and then everything kind of blurs together.
See, I'm the one who's a savant. Prentice can ask me about a TNG episode from 1995, and I'll remember the episode title. It's crazy.
It's actually disturbing, dude. I don't know if I'd brag about that. Oh God, it's hard because I love this series so much, but actually, I think from what we've seen so far, it actually has to be the first episode.
Emissary?
Yeah, I love it.
Jessi, how about you? Favorite episode? You kind of mentioned already, but go ahead.
The Marine.
It is
Move
a good
Along
episode.
Home. Everyone dogs on Move Along Home, but I like it.
Because it's awful.
Because it's ridiculous, but sometimes you need that.
Christopher, what is your favorite episode so far?
So far, it has been
Battle Lines.
Battle Lines.
Yeah, I forgot you
that
said that
was
already too.
Yeah.
For me, there are some episodes that are I like, but I like them because of what they build up down the road. So if it's just a standalone, I've only watched 12 episodes so far. I think I would agree with Christopher. Battle Lines is good. I also, as much as Christopher did not like it, I like Dax. I like that story a lot.
No. Stop.
Oh, here it comes. Here it comes.
Stop.
Oh, throw down time.
I enjoyed the episode. Okay, I thought it was well written. I thought it was a good episode. All right. I also thought that there were problems with the episode that should have been pointed out, and I pointed them out.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not you agree with me,
fine. That's fine. I just felt that you didn't enjoy it as much as I did.
No, but like to say that I didn't enjoy the episode when I said
I apologize
that I enjoyed the episode.
First of all, who the fuck are you getting loud with? Let's start there.
He's getting get loud at me. Is what he's doing.
Take it down. You're being very aggressive, and it's making me feel uncomfortable.
Jeff says DS9 season 7 isn't my favorite, but only by a little, and it's still fantastic. There is no B5 style decline, so take heart, newbies. Yeah, Jeff, I mentioned watching Enterprise in college. DS9, the final season, was prime internet time for me. And they started releasing what they called the final chapter, those last 7 episodes. And oh my goodness, I was already hooked on the show, but those last 7 episodes, they killed me with how good they are and how much I enjoy them. But we got a couple of years to get to there. Norman says I'm... Oh, go ahead.
The face that I see on Emily's screen,
it's because she's reading
making
smut.
them on purpose.
He was reading Smutly Robot.
No, my camera was glitching. I was gonna try to pull up YouTube so I could see the comments, and it made my camera start to glitch. So apparently, I don't get to read comments.
I'm basically reading them all to you as we go. Most of them.
But sometimes I like to read them too, and my computer's being a douche canoe. Or maybe I should just shut down my tab of pictures of Avery books from A Man Called Hawk.
Norman
Which is
says
a good show, honestly. I kind of love it.
Norman says, I'm torn between Emissary and Battle Lines for the first 12 episodes. Back in the day, lots of people raved about Captive Pursuit, but that's probably because it was too TNG-like. I honestly can't even remember what Captive Pursuit was about right now.
Tosk.
Oh, yes, Tosk. Yeah.
Oh, I did not like that one. Like, it was okay, but like, yeah.
I can't imagine
Gustavo
why you would say you didn't like it, because you're like, I didn't like that one. I mean, it was all right. It was okay.
Gustavo says, leave him alone, Jessi.
Oh, okay. He's
One,
aggressive.
she can't.
Right. First of all, it's not possible, but you haven't been mentally and emotionally abused by this man for the last 23 years. So now you're not only a liar, but you're an abuser too.
I will say, as we were wrapping up the favorite episode so far, one of the, I think across all of fandom, I think you could probably get an agreement that one of the top 10 episodes of the entire series is coming up in the next few weeks. And I'm not being facetious at all. So I'm not going to say any more. We'll see if you guys agree when we get there.
Good, because I'm still pissed off at you for moving along home.
What? It's a fun episode. Remove stick from ass, then watch.
It really wasn't that bad. So like,
I'm
just glad you didn't watch all of season 5 of Babylon 5. Like, the entire fucking season was ass bad. So
what I really love about Move Along Home is watching both Avery Brooks and Nana Visitor both realizing I signed a 6-year contract and this is what I'm doing in the first few episodes.
I love that he actually sings it. And that
he's got a great singing voice.
And again, I still contend when she said I did not sign up for this, that was unscripted, and she was totally hating life at that moment.
Terry Farrell is trying her damnedest to do like the hopscotch as she's going through, and then Nana Visitor's just like, "Oh, Lorraine, 3 steps more."
Like, I feel like a dumbass.
I need to kill my agent.
Yep.
How much are they paying me? I need a raise.
Again, every one of these bastards signed for a 6-season deal, so they all were like questioning themselves at that point.
Except for Bashir, because he was on TNG for that episode.
That's true. He took a side to her. Jessi, are all birds not real or just some birds? JC asks.
All birds are robots. There are no real birds anymore. And the world is flat.
Oh, God. Don't do that.
Don't start that shit.
Oh, God.
Okay, and Kevin goes along with that, too. Seeing Jessi's flag, any chance of having some of those end-of-episode conspiracy segments again? Those were fun.
Absolutely.
Don't enable her, Kevin. Don't do that.
Specifically for you. I'll dig up new ones. And we will just lead. Let's lead the series with Jeffrey Epstein did not hang himself.
Oh, Jesus. Gustavo says, I love the next episode you guys are going to watch. Gustavo, are you meaning the one that drops this coming week, so Storyteller, or are you talking about a different episode? Norman says the next Storyteller is the next one, Gustavo, FYI. So I'm questioning, Gustavo, what episode are you thinking for that? I'll keep my opinions on Storyteller to myself until we record tomorrow night.
Good call.
Isn't it another terrible fucking episode? I only got about one more in me before I'm fucking done.
Well, Christopher's already watched it twice, so.
Christopher. Oh, well, that's what he does, though.
Christopher.
Okay, Gustavo says yes, Storyteller. Okay. Well, we'll definitely talk about that next week. Well, you'll hear it next week. We're going to talk about it tomorrow night. Guys, we're coming up on the little over an hour point. Anything else you want to add or talk about before we close this thing out?
I have a question for everybody in the chat.
The answer is 42.
The answer is 42 and a half. So what is your favorite conspiracy theory? I need to know. Because I need to know what
see if we get
direction
new ones.
to go here. Yes. I will dig up. And you know what? If you want me to do an entire episode about feral people who live in national parks, I will do that for you guys. Christopher, don't look at me. There, it's a thing.
Did you just call him Christopher?
Yes. What was I supposed to call him?
It sounded like you said piss, not Chris.
Oh. Penis?
Penis. Jacob says, I got my towel, Scott. Good job, Jacob. I'm proud of you. Always take your towel with you.
I don't know what's happening.
Seriously, Hitchhiker's Guide. You guys don't get the reference?
Of course they don't get the reference.
I've
Oh
never
my
seen that.
god.
I'm going to make them watch the BBC miniseries. That's such good stuff.
BBC.
I even, you like, oh no, I got it. So when I was on a when I was on a cruise, MSC, one of their drinks is the BBC, which is banana cream, and it's so good. But I felt so really awkward ordering that drink a lot at the bar.
I did. But
Hey, I need a
It didn't
BBC.
stop you, did it?
No, he enjoyed it every time.
I did. It was great. I'm not seeing any conspiracy theories in the chat, Jessi. I don't think.
Then don't ask me for episodes, people, or little tidbits at the end. If you're not a birds aren't real type person, we can't continue.
Did any of you read the JFK files that got released that really didn't do anything except for release some poor guy's social security number?
I haven't read them, but I mean, you and I took an entire class on the assassination.
Down and to the left. Down. How many times have we watched
Back and to the
you
left.
back? How many times have we watched JFK's head explode, Christopher?
592.
Jesus.
And
He's not kidding. He's not kidding at all.
And
That was a
again.
fun class.
Who taught that class?
Oh,
it was
man.
Dr.
History guy.
Yeah.
It wasn't Pierce, was it?
No, this was WIU.
This was at Western.
This was a
remember-
Thursday night class that Mike, Christopher, and I
At
had
6
fun in.
o'clock, 6 to 9. And
We
it
basically
was- it
we had
was
nothing to
great.
do on Thursday, so the three of us took this class together.
That sounds
So-
fun though.
So every class was half about
An assassination, yeah.
No, every class was about an assassination.
Yes.
But every class was half JFK assassination.
Yes.
And then we kind of filled it in with the other presidential assassinations and attempted assassinations. You know, like when Andrew Jackson beat the shit out of his would-be assassin.
Yeah. The poor guys had two pistols, both of which dry fired. And then Andrew Jackson's
I
like,
know.
my turn.
Could not he have been successful? For fuck's sake. Our country would be probably so much better had Andrew Jackson died.
Yeah. Well, Oklahoma would look a lot different, that's for sure.
Do you remember?
The entire South would look a whole lot different.
This is true. And guess whose favorite president is Andrew Jackson?
Christopher.
No.
Trump's because he has his damn photo.
Yeah,
in
he
the-
loves
in the-
Andrew Jackson. Loves Andrew
Yeah.
Jackson.
I'm
Got a
not
drink.
going to say it because
Do you remember when Pierce did the whole class about presidents and their mistresses?
Yes.
Yeah, it was amazing. I love that. Was my favorite class of the entire.
Okay, was there a textbook for that? Because I want to read it.
No, I don't.
Not the way you're looking. Okay, so my chat just finally decided to refresh itself. And we did get some here. So Kevin says, as an aside, I'm enjoying Emily in the role of the first one, Prophet, not a newbie for this
don't.
series.
Please don't encourage that.
It's been a struggle for Jessi. It changes our dynamic because I am now in
does.
a position to gaslight her and she doesn't like
Yeah,
it.
she's in a position of power. Jessi doesn't like that at all.
No, she doesn't.
Jeff says,
She'll
so
like
many
it
Certainly
eventually.
does not like when she's not in power.
That's true. Jeff says, so many popular theories make me really mad if I think too much about them. So I'll go with birds aren't real and Earth is flat because they're pretty harmless. Stuart says.
People hurt
Stuart
my
says.
Not harmless. Okay.
Stuart says conspiracy. Once again, a major female character leaves before the. What? Okay, going away. Thank you, Stuart. Let's see.
Is that a spoiler?
A little bit. We're gonna leave it alone.
Okay.
These are newbies, Stuart. Be good. In fact, can I do something about that real quick? Please hold.
I'm not looking at it.
Uh-oh,
Why-
someone
why
gave
we're
me
waiting?
spanking.
Boop.
I have a friend that is watching from across the sea because he's deployed, and I'm going to ask him a trivia question. CJ, please tell me, I'm going to ask you in the chat here in about 5 seconds with you and your wife, what color my tiny dick is. And if you can't tell me, I'm not going to believe that you actually watched my podcast.
Well, Christopher couldn't tell you the color anyway.
Oh,
Okay, so we, the three of us, Jessi, Christopher, and I, did an organization called Model Government in college. And we had a meeting in the Illinois Supreme Court chambers, which is just all pastels on the walls. And every time we were in that room, I just had to ask Christopher, what color are the walls? And he would just get so pissed.
I had no idea.
that was not listen, color blindness is a disability, and I would never make fun of that.
Fuck you wouldn't.
As she drinks her wine.
It wasn't towards you, Christopher. It was Christopher John, CJ. And my pink.
No.
What?
Because I
What
went
color
on
is
it.
the dick, Christopher?
It's green. Thank
Okay,
you.
see, good job.
I
Okay, that should
I-
go on something. What color is the dick, Christopher?
It's
Jeff
green.
says it's turtles all the way down.
no, because you would check my suit. You would check and make sure that I didn't look like an idiot because I could not dress myself.
At least for that reason, he didn't look like an
Yeah.
idiot.
And so I get on the elevator and someone else looks at me and she is like, who dressed you this morning? And I said, Jessi. And she was like, the same Jessi you pissed off last night? And I was
Yes.
like, well, yeah.
Enjoy your black and
She did send me to go change and help me. So
Well, on that
Your
note,
pants are black and your jacket's blue.
JC says something that every federal employee or somebody who's worked in government will say. My favorite is that the U.S. government is covering up aliens, not because of aliens, but the belief that the government could actually keep it a secret. Agreed.
yeah, we can't cover up shit.
This is why we went to the moon, because there's no way in hell we could have faked that and people wouldn't leak it.
So we talked about this on a special. I'll fill you guys in for you, those of you who weren't there. My actual husband, not this fuckhead.
Love you too.
When we first met, we went to New York City, and he's a huge conspiracy theorist. Like, we joke about the birds are real, or birds aren't real. I don't actually believe that they're robots, but hey, we'll go with it. But he's an actual conspiracy theorist, and he'll go into, like, if you want to waste half of your day, ask him about chemtrails, because he would love to talk to you about it for 5 fucking hours. But we went to New York City, and we were standing right in front of the New York Fire Department that were the first ones that responded to the towers. And he boldly and very confidently states, the towers, the planes hitting the towers weren't real, right? And I was like, what? And he goes, it was all CGI. I said, excuse me? I said, could you please say that again for those of us in the back that did not hear? And he said it was all CGI. And I was like, so you're telling me that you got 11 million New Yorkers or 8 million New Yorkers, how many people were there that day, to keep a secret? That is a fucking... I said, listen, if you ever say some stupid shit like that again, we are not going to be together. Very clearly was a smart man, and he never said it again. But it was like the fact that you thought that you could get millions of people to keep the same fucking secret, that's just super unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. That's where all conspiracy theories fall apart, is you assume that well, what's the line? If you want to keep a secret between 3 people, kill one of them.
have those kill both.
How about don't
Kill.
tell the other two?
Well, Christopher did run off the screen, but I think
Bye,
we're about ready to wrap this sucker up. Emily, Jessi, do you have anything you want to add for the good of the people?
I've been trying to remember. I came up with a question like this evening, and then I had to get my kid ready for bed, and my brain just kind of shorted out. I've been trying to remember, and I can't, and it sucks.
Okay, well, good story.
'Cause I know.
You can post it on our Discord. Jessi, you got anything you want to add?
I just got into my group chat with my buddy and his wife, and I said, "What color is my dick, CJ?" He said, "Why are you coloring penises right now?"
When does she not?
Why
When
would
does
I
she
not
not?
be? Like, what else would I? I'm not going to color vaginas. They're fucking gross looking. You're welcome.
Okay, to each their own. Christopher, as you were off audio, we were saying that we're wrapping up. So do you have anything that you would like to add for the good of the order before we close this thing down?
No, but just thank everybody for 10,000 plays.
No.
Yeah,
Well,
no, we do appreciate you guys.
We do.
We do. We absolutely do. We thank everyone for joining us tonight. This has been great. We will add this to the podcast stream a little later on. So if you did not catch this live, you can get the audio version over at our audio links, which are down below. And if you are listening to this audio later on, this was live on YouTube, so you can find our YouTube link down below as well. Also join us on our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and we also have our Discord. If you are a member of our Patreon, you can join us there. We have both a spoiler comment section as well as a general comment section, and we really do appreciate it. And a special thank you to the listed folks that are down as producers in the show notes. Those are the folks who donate the largest amount every single month. We really do appreciate it. It helps pay for the technology behind the scenes, getting this thing going, and we'll have a few surprises coming up. In fact, I'm hoping to give one surprise here later this week. So the Patreon absolutely does help, and we really do appreciate it. Kevin also says, I'm glad I actually caught a live one for once. Thanks, Kevin. We're glad you were here. It was really good having all of you involved. If you want to catch the lives more often, click that bell icon. That will notify you immediately when we go live. So that way you'll know and you can join in. We usually do things at 9 o'clock at night Central Time, but sometimes we're varied as well too. But click that notify button and you will know as soon as we do go live. So until next week, when we talk about whatever, I've been Scott, and with me has been
Emily.
Jessi.
Christopher.
Thanks, everybody. Click the like, subscribe, follow. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Doodles.
Bye-bye.